Okay. Hello, 87.8. Hello, 89.5. Hello, 91.3. Hello, 94.6. Hello, 96.6. Hello, 99.7. Hello, 102.5. This is your host, Cecil. I host a podcast on 91.9. Again, it's on 91.9, the Fresh Station. It's the Champions Podcast. Today's episode, it's about distractions. Let me know what you're distracted by, or distracting. 91.9. 91.9, the Fresh Station. What's going on, everybody? This is your host, Cecil. This is the Champions Podcast, episode 5. Hell yeah. That means we've been here in Radio Zenit for 5 episodes, plus a bunch of other rogue episodes. Guys, we have been tearing it up here. The Champions Podcast. Yeah, so today's episode, I think it's gonna be about distractions. You know, the best way to get over on someone is to distract them. And I don't know about you, but being honest and trusting out there isn't really good because you're easily distracted. I myself, I can relate really well because I am honest. I'm very trusting out here. I'm your trusted podcast host. I have to trust you if you're gonna trust me. You know, who else here has a podcast in Chernarus? Raise your hand. I'm waiting. Exactly. All right? You know you can trust me. That means I have to trust you. So I'm easily deceived. At all times, always getting called up to be killed. People let me walk up on them just so that they could get a better shot. Hey, let's just start a podcast instead of shoot. I have a podcast. Fuck that guy. You know, I'm easily distracted by just people's trust, you know, because there's no trust out there, but somehow yet I think they trust me. What do you distract people by? What do you get distracted by? Like, what's a good tactic to distract somebody? Because I feel like I need to start doing that. I need better tactics to be able to get over on someone, to temporarily distract them so that they could disarm themselves and we can have a conversation. Because it's really hard, because if being honest does not work all the time. Just walking up to someone and saying, hey, I have a podcast, do you want to be on it? It's too forward. And they probably think you're trying to distract them. They're so used to people doing weird things to distract that they think what you're doing is it's a weird, you know, area. Someone may have to teach me how to distract someone today because I don't think I'm getting through to people. A few people. I had a couple really good guests yesterday.
Was that shot at you guys?
Yeah.
Fuck.
They were very trusting, but they could have been easily distracted. You know, I could have led them to Gorka and got them killed. What can I do to distract people, to maybe disarm them? Because you disarm people to kill them, I disarm them to have a conversation, you know? Maybe it's the same tactics I gotta do. Yeah, this is the Champions Podcast. I'm your host, Cecil. We're taking calls. This is 91.9 the Fresh Station. This is your host, Cecil. How do you distract? You gotta do it this way. That speaker doesn't work. So the only way to talk to people is through this. But they can hear me on that. But I can't hear them, only on this.
Hello, is there anybody listening?
Of course. What's going on? This is 91.9.
Do you remember me when we walked?
So what's your name?
My name is Jere.
Jere, I'm your host, Cecil. I like you.
I love you too. Do you need this Jerrycan? Yes, I love this Jerrycan.
So are you learning love right now?
Yes, I'm trying to learn all the 7 ways to love.
What about loving that jerry can? What are you learning from that?
I learned that everyone can be lovable.
You're really coming along with your programming.
That is very true. I'll drink.
You sound like you required anyway, you know?
Oh no, I think I drank gasoline. I will now throw this away. I don't love it anymore.
Out of drinking the gasoline that you were in love with originally, now how do you feel about it?
I feel like everybody that I am trying to love is going to betray me anyways.
Was that shot at you guys?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, this is the guy
I'm
who...
Jere.
Yeah, we died in Gorka, buddy. What's going on? How are you doing?
Yes, it was very sad. Remember,
You do remember? So you're able to remember?
so yes, I called you because I wanted to ask you about the love. Like, how can you know it's somebody loves me?
That's a really good question. It's really tough to know that. It takes a lot of trust, and you have to learn how to trust first because people could just say love, and love could be used as a distraction. You know, today's episode's about distracting, so you have to really be able to trust someone, and then you have to learn trust to be able to get that. So once you trust that person, then they could love you, buddy. But do you know what trust is?
Something to do with the thing that I drank the gasoline, so I trusted the gasoline, but the gasoline didn't trust me.
Oh, see, the trust has to go both ways, so that wasn't real love.
So did the gasoline use me for himself?
Yeah. Can I ask you this? What do you do to distract people out here today? Because that's what we're talking about. I know you get distracted easily by love, which is pretty sad, but you know you're still trying to learn it. What do you distract people with? Like to get over on them or take something from them?
Well, usually my favorite part, I like to pretend I have a tight spandex leggings and very good pink top, and I go to the road and I lift ride.
So you're trying to be as hot as possible. That's how you distract everybody in this game.
Yes, it's working very good because everyone that I have met, they haven't killed me. They took me to ride, but then some point they abandoned me because I thought I found love, but they didn't love me.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, see, you distracted them with lust, and they distracted you with love. It's kind of a sad story, but that's usually how it goes there, Yere. At least you know you got the juiciest of leggings out there in Chernarus.
Yes, that is very true because I have run very far over and over again because sometimes I'm getting killed by angry people. They very angry.
So maybe they need a little love in their life.
I think so, yes, because I've tried to talk with them about love and that I can give a love, but they only shot bullet.
You know, maybe you know more about love than they do. Maybe you can teach them something about love.
Should I try to teach them and be very love talk?
That's honestly the only way to find true love is to show it first. So you gotta take those juicy leggings out and you gotta show real love. Stop distracting them with your hot legs. Put some jeans on, all right, and then show them what real love is first.
Hey man.
Oh, should I try to give them some presents also?
Hey.
Hello. Yeah, this is me. I talked. If you can hear me.
Oh, I can hear you. This is the Champions Podcast. You're on. I'm your host, Cecil. Today we're talking about distractions. What's your name?
My name is Finn, and I've just visited your little podcast hut.
Oh, wow. You didn't come by and say hi?
I said hi, and then you stopped talking, and then I got scared, and then I ran away.
Hey, that's the name of the game in Chernarus. You never know who's talking, and you never know who's firing. So today we're talking about being distracted. We had a previous guest. I don't know if he's still listening. His name's Jere. He's slowly learning what love is, and that's what he's easily distracted by, which ultimately gets him killed. Me, myself, I get distracted by trust. Because I'm a podcast producer and I have to trust people to, make hard-hitting conversations, but usually I get killed for that. Yesterday I ended up gambling with my life trying to get more interviews, which really worked out on my end, but, I did lose everything too, so, everything's a gamble on this podcast.
That's actually pretty nice. If you have something you're passionate about and you're willing to die for it, that's all you want, really.
Really, if anything, what the movie Groundhog's Day taught me was that every time he died, it hurt when he didn't have a purpose. But the second he found purpose was the second he became stronger. And so I have a podcast. So every time I die, there's always going to be another podcast, So it never hurts me because I know that there'll just be another podcast, and I'll just have a... Ooh. Hi, who is this? Is that you?
Bonjour. Yeah, it's me.
Oh my god, you scared the shit out of me, dude.
How the hell would somebody get in here?
I don't know, man.
Why
Dude,
would they just walk in and just...
dude, we
put
have
their
like
weapon away and just
9
chill?
listeners right now.
I know. I
All
see
right,
that.
I gotta get back.
All right.
Sorry, I just had someone walk in on me. I almost shit myself. I got distracted really easily. What were you saying?
Yo, fuck you, dude. Your podcast fucking sucks, dog. This shit's boring as fuck.
Dude, you're fucking wicked cool, man. What's your name?
What's your name?
Dude, this is
you
Cecil,
at?
man. This is the Champions Podcast. We won fucking Radio Zenith, dude. What's so fucking wrong about us, bro? Oh, dude, we gotta get out.
Talking about on here, man.
We just got fucking
We
bombed.
gotta go.
Take your location now.
Yeah, well, this is your host, Cecil. This is the Champions Podcast. I just got bombed to NBC, and I'm probably dying. So I'm running out of Radio Zenith right now, trying to not die, but I'm probably going to die. These are probably my last words. So, guys, I got distracted. Ooh, I'm coming out of the gas. Never mind.
Do you need protective
love
service? Mr. Podcast Man.
I hope you die, sir, from the gas.
Hey, guys, I appreciate all guests, and, the hate feels like love. And
Of course, man. Anytime, man. Anytime. It's no hate. Survival.
Mr. Podcast Man, do you need protective service?
so if you ever need to feel like you have any services for the podcast, we definitely take any donation. All right, I made it out of the NBC, everybody, and I'm doing fine. Dude, I'm sick as shit.
Sounds like you were being a little bitch crying for no reason.
Whoa. See, now, there are certain ways to talk to people in Chernarus, and that's not a way to get hard-hitting conversations. That's just a way to find enemies.
I'm sorry, sir. I did not mean that. I'm sorry. Take it back.
Think about what you did, all right?
Don't pollutek transceiverku.
Exactly, Gere. Show them what love is.
Yeah.
No,
Mikä
NBC
shoppi
Gear at the
on
other
her
station, no.
people how to love, so come here and let me love.
Hello? I am under the water. Please help. Look.
What the fuck did you say to me?
Now they're turning into children on the radio.
I love you.
I love you too because I know you very good person and maybe we can love as other more.
So, I got a question for the podcast. All right, good talk.
Yeah, question. I mean, you can't just state you have a question without a question. It's not what conversation's about.
You could also just ask the question, not, ask for permission to ask a question.
Oh, maybe he's just a man of statements. He only makes statements, so when he has a question, he can only state it. Maybe that's his flaw. Oh, I am thrown up from the NBC. I did not get out easily. All right, anyways, please hold for today's ad read for Transformers Rise of the Beast. Hey, everybody, before I die, I want to get one ad read out. This is for Transformers. Buckle up, Buttercup, because I got news that's going to make your inner child do the robot dance. Until next time, keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. Or, in this case, keep your eyes on the screen and your popcorn in hand. Roll out to the movies, folks. Transformers.
Fucking great, man.
That was spot on, man.
Yeah, so I have extreme NBC poison people. I'm Cecil. I barely have any blood left, so I just want to let you know I really appreciate the time you spent talking to me and then the time you spent trolling me. Every guest is appreciated on the podcast, and if you don't hear from me again, that means I'm dead and I'll have to find another radio, and then the Champions Podcast will be back. Thank you for your time, and thank you for all the conversation and guests, and until next time, Cecil out.
Until
Next time.
And my first pass out. Since today's about distractions, I want to distract other people. I got an idea. You think about auditions today?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm not really sure where to go. Oh, that's a person. He's down.
Okay. I was about to say something, but you know, he's threat to your podcast.
I'm bandaging him. He's bandaged.
I'll ask him if he wants to be a part of the podcast. We'll let him go.
Yeah, I'll put this.
Hey, dude. Listen to any podcasts recently? Just spreading the word about 91.9 The Fresh Station. I'm your host, Cecil. I host a podcast just about every day, and we need more listeners, you know? Well, yeah, if you ever get a radio, 91.9 The Fresh Station, you know? You're trying to wiggle free and hit me? Is that what you're trying to do? Bro, I'm just trying to spread the word. You're fine, okay? Quit overreacting. Just get a radio and listen. I'm your host, Cecil. Jesus Christ.
He's got a cold.
Oh, you're trying to breathe on me. Oh, that's pretty clever. But 91.9, buddy. It's the Fresh Station. Really appreciate your time. You've been an amazing guest. I'm your host, Cecil. Is he knocked out?
Nah, he's dead.
Oh, man.
He kept getting close. He was sketching me out. I don't want him to sneeze on me.
You want that shotgun? We gotta hold some auditions. Gotta make them wake up and let them know they're on an audition. I have a whole audition set up for everybody, you know, step by step.
I'm gonna bring the burlap sack with us.
Hell yeah.
I have like 6 fucking rolls of duct tape. This is crazy. Okay.
Are we gonna scope from the outskirts, I assume?
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna go around the left side, up in the trees. Kind of Overwatch. Work on that. I got dead zombies over here, next to the farm building. So I'm assuming this guy's been here for a minute.
Are you pushing the town?
I just shot a fucking car 98 into his leg and he's still walking. I think he's still up by this house.
Do you know what the house looks like?
Tear gas. I'm throwing a tear gas at the building. I'll throw another smoke as well. Just to like, yeah, pink smoke. Look for pink smoke. That's where his last known was.
Who's on a rooftop?
Not me.
He's on a rooftop.
He is?
Shot hit. Looks like he went down. He's on a rooftop of the log cabin. He might still be on the roof.
You said he was on top of the log?
He was on the roof of the
Oh, this
log.
is a separate guy. This is a separate guy. I just saw him. He's currently climbing up the roof. What'd you say? You're dropping? Drop your fucking weapons, dude.
Fuck. Dude. Fuck.
You got him at gunpoint?
Yeah, I'm
What?
Okay.
You
Are
tie
you
him
where
up?
I shot the other guy?
You said you tie him up?
You have a buddy, dude? Yeah, I've got him tied up. Yep.
Where are you?
Yeah, the rifle's on the
Yeah,
roof.
he's got.
I'm gonna go get that rifle.
I have no clue where you guys are.
There was still somebody with a blue shirt in town, though. So, stay here, bro. There, I'm gonna throw
I
a
hear you.
smoke.
I hear you. I hear you.
Now we're outside, kind of. Outside.
I don't want this dude's friend to kill us.
Yeah. I know. I'm gonna
Where's his
uncover his
buddy?
head and get him into
Yeah, I hear
the
him.
building.
I hear him.
Come with me, dude.
Bring him indoors. Tell him to go in the house. I'll close the door on the way in. I'll follow
These
him
fucking
in.
zombies, man.
Go upstairs.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Ask him where his friend is.
Where's your friend at, dude? He said he was alone, but...
My friend's right now playing
Alright, feel free to pop the squad, dude.
How is this guy alive if he's the guy that we all shot?
Yeah, I know. I haven't shot this guy.
If this is the guy that was on the roof, I shot him.
It was. I watched him hobble off the roof, and then he was like, I'm dropping my shit, Don't shoot.
Okay.
That we were just next to.
Hey, dude. How's it going? Just a humble podcast producer wondering if you've heard any podcasts recently.
What the? Okay, all right. I've listened to a couple.
I host a podcast on 91.9 The Fresh Station. I was wondering if you heard about it. It's called the
Cecil.
Champions Podcast.
Yes, I got you. Are you Cecil? Are you the infamous Cecil?
I am the Cecil. I just we're doing auditions today for the podcast. I wonder if you want to be a part of it. Well, you are a part of it, so.
I'm already involved in it. Okay.
All right. So, for this audition, we are looking for possible co-hosts and possible guests for other podcasts. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I'm going to ask you to help me out with a couple podcast ideas, and you're going to answer, okay?
And I can leave with a liver pate.
And you can have that press fest just because you're part of the podcast. How's that?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Amazing. All right. So, what do you think's so fucking special about you?
You know what? I come from a long line of Irishmen. We traveled here on boats, and we all have grown over 7 feet tall.
Oh, that's what makes you so special to be on a fucking podcast? All right, sure. Okay.
Yep.
All right, next question. Have you ever stolen a podcast idea?
I don't have a podcast.
That's not the question. Have you ever stolen one?
I'm gonna say no.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Give me one random idea for a podcast that Chernarus would want to tune into.
Is there? All right, give me like 15 seconds. Hold on, let me think. You know what a good idea would be? If you commentated or podcast reviewed some fist fights on the go. Got two guys together, had them fight to the death. You know, gave out a little listen to your viewers.
We've done it before. We could do it again.
Sounds like a great idea. I like listening to sports radio, so I don't, If you want another idea, I can give you another idea.
Scenario. You host a podcast called The Cannibal Killer Podcast. This podcast is about hunting down cannibals. Give me a 20 to 30 second intro to the podcast. In this intro, you have to introduce the radio station, the podcast, yourself, and the topic of the day. You choose the topic of the day. Go.
Can I get the name again? No.
The Cannibal Killer Podcast. Go.
How we doing, everybody? This is the Cannibal Killer Podcast. You got your host, Greg, the man, the meat, the legend, Carney here. We're just here checking out and all chowing down on all the good liver and hearts that we can get from yours truly, our little disciples that go and grab it for us. Today, we are looking at why the sneaky Kuru is getting us out of business. Everybody likes cannibalism, and we don't know why. Shot. Okay, that's our next liver and heart coming in here. We just got another victim coming. We'll get him and we'll digest how he digests on our podcast.
Do you prefer boats or cars?
Like I said, I'm an Irishman. We came here on the boats. We're all about the boats.
So what's so fucking bad about cars then? Like, why don't you like cars?
Can't go in water.
Yeah, they can't go in water? Is that what it is?
From my experience, I'm not a big car and water type of guy.
Yeah, whatever. That's a pretty shitty thing. All right, whatever. Scenario 2. You have a segment that's going on way too long. The guest is on a never-ending rant about one of his sexual experiences, and the sponsors are offended. What do you do?
Well,
multiple choice.
If it is the
Multiple choice. A, look at me. A, fuck the sponsors. Let them finish and be polite. B, knock them out and feed them gasoline. C, find a pause, politely thank them for joining and cut them off with an ad read. Or D, F11 for the content.
You know what? Can I pick two answers here?
It's multiple choice. I guess you could choose multiples.
B and D. I'd like to get the content, but I'd also very much like to give him some gasoline. But if this is the Cannibal Killer Podcast, I wouldn't give him a gasoline because it's tainted meat, and nobody likes to eat tainted meat. But D overall. D overall. We want the content.
Okay. How would you end each episode? What would your call be?
For the Cannibal Killer podcast?
Sure.
Cannibal Killer. We kill cannibals? Or we are cannibals? That is a killer.
Hey, crouch down.
Someone just opened the door. Should I move?
One down.
Help me. These are not my people, by the way. I will tell you this. These are not my people.
You're doing good. You're
I
doing
don't
good.
even have people.
Okay, the audition's over. For quality assurance, you're going to have to fill out a survey about the audition on the podcast, all right? Rating 1 out of 5, 5 being the coolest and 1 being the least cool. How cool is that there's a podcast in Chernarus?
Overall, for those who can get their hands on a radio, I think it's pretty damn cool.
Rating 1 out of 5, 5 being the most likely and 1 being the least likely. How likely are you willing to recommend the podcast to other survivors?
Very likely. Put me down for 5 on that one.
All right, rating 1 out of 5, 5 being the clearest and 1 being the least clear. How clear were our intentions?
Before seeing you, I'd say 2. After seeing you, I'd say like 4.
Okay. All right. Rating 1 out of 5, 5 being the most professional, 1 being the least professional. How professional was the production staff and host?
I have a question before I answer that question. Is that okay?
Ooh, a survey within a survey. Okay.
Your guys possibly in a town before this, down in a mini supermarket and shot someone?
No, we're press, so we don't do that.
But, okay. Well, aside from that, we'll give it a 5. We'll say 5. You guys done a good job.
All right, rating 1 out of 5, 5 being most likely and 1 being least likely. How likely are you willing to stop killing on sight because of this host?
I'll say 5. I'm normally not a kill on sight.
Rating 1 out of 5, 5 being the most likely and 1 being the least likely. How likely are you willing to look for a radio and tune into 91.9 The Fresh Station to listen to the Champions podcast?
6. You can put me down for a 5, but I'd say 6 if I could.
All right. And rating shit out of damn. Damn being the drippiest and shit being mad capping. How well dressed are we?
Can I rate you each?
Sure.
I'd say the host, you. Damn. Ripped out. Guy to your left. He hasn't stopped pointing that gun at me. I'll give him like a... Alright. Okay. Alright. Nice. The other friend who first bagged me, he's also pretty dripped out. I give him like a damn. You drippy, buddy. You drippy. That's what I'd say.
We have one more question. This question doesn't want you to rate it. It just asks, are you going to purchase products from the sponsors? Now, this is a big one.
What products do you sell?
Oh, we have legit sponsors. So, like, our biggest sponsor right now is a male protein supplement called J-Rob Protein. It's the best tasting protein on the planet. 25 grams per scoop of protein. You get that in, every 2 hours. You reach levels that you never thought you'd reach before with the J-Rob promise, you know? So that's our main sponsor. He pays us the big bucks. That's how this podcast gets going. We also have hostage tape, you know? It's so that you can make sure your hostages are never snoring at night. You put the tape over their mouth. They're not snoring, so you could sleep at night, you know. We have dog treats for humans, dog treat company that's made to look aesthetically great for humans so that humans can enjoy the treats as well. I believe we still have the sponsor for Easter candies on sale. It's 75% off. Go to your CVS or Walgreens, get some Easter candy. Just get it soon before there's just peeps left.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm very likely. I definitely would buy from that list of sponsors. So it's like, okay, I got a question. How do you guys stay? Like, is this like, do you guys are like a moving unit, or do you guys like pick a town and you're like, this is the town we're going to defend? How does it work?
We live on the radio, okay? The radio waves are everywhere, and wherever's 91.9, that is where we are, okay? Cecil out.
All right. That's solid. Shooting at you, man. Sorry for shooting
worries,
at you.
man.
Thought you guys were
man.
the people who gunned me down
no.
earlier.
Oh, we could be a nice podcast, you know.
My bad. Oh, damn, I even got myself a vest. instead.
If you go north, I'm gonna shoot you. If you go south, you're gonna run. Go.
Is it south?
91.9, the fresh station.
Okay, this is south. I think this is south. I hope this is south. Thank you. Thank you. God bless. Thank you.
Haven't you heard any podcasts recently?
Yeah, I have crippling anxiety, but I'm totally down.
For what it's worth, you look delicious.
I'm gonna start real easy so that it won't hurt your anxiety. What's so fucking special about you? Give me one random idea for a podcast that Chernarus would want to tune into.
Here comes the anxiety, dude. I was put on the spot, you know? So you find someone like me, right? You dress him up as Shrek, okay? And then you fuck him.
I'm done with it.
Why?
Can we kill him?
Oh my fucking god!
Is he dead?
Okay.
You're an animal.
Ooh, that's not what we want on this podcast.
Your podcast fucking sucks, dog. This shit's boring as fuck.